there's something so unnatural about walking into a venue and seeing your name in giant letters on the front that I don't think I ever feel completely comfortable with. It's like very strange feeling. I'm a huge fan and genuinely like she's inspired my music a great deal, particularly in, you know, obviously in the latter years. I think what she's done to, you know, the craft and the soul in the music is, to me, profoundly deep and so yeah, I love it. It's great. And what, you know, she asked, it's like, it's no brainer. I mean, it was more just, we had to move a few shows around to make it work. And, but, you know, it feels like such an amazing opportunity.
She's still so young, I guess. Do you often see some emotions that young Tom has during your when you start your career? Do you see the same emotions in her like those days?
No, because like I think look, we're all the same, we're all human beings, but I think that level of success and fame that she has is so extraordinary, and I think I never really have experienced that before. Like I've my notoriety is, you know, there's people that do silly dances on TikTok that have more fame than I do. You know, it's like it's really.
Maybe you should start that.
Well, I you know, I'm not really like, I always like to feel slightly uncomfortable with sharing the songs, like not in a strange way, but just in a way of like, it has to reveal something, I think, at least. I would love to go to Ukraine and sing that song. And
Studio 96. Zaprasza Mateusz Opyrchał.
Tom Odell here, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your time.
Good to be here.
Good to be here on RMF FM. Thank you so much for the opportunity. We can chat here live because you supported Billie Eilish last evening.
Yes.
How was that, man?
It was wonderful, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, wonderful to be. Wspaniale być w Krakowie.
Wspaniale być w Krakowie. Yeah.
And I must say, I sincerely mean this. I really, really like Krakow a lot. It's one of my favourite places to come and visit. This is my second time visiting here, and it's just a lovely city. And I went for a run along the river this morning.
All right.
The sun was shining, and then yesterday I walked through the town. You know, there's that like ring of kind of foresty.
Yeah, planty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. I had to go to the mall to buy some headphones. So I checked out your mall. I had to go to a shop there.
Please check also the main square.
I've been to the main square.
Okay.
Yeah. It's so beautiful here. It's crazy. Really, really nice. Hope I get to come back lots of times.
Yeah, see you soon, because we're waiting for you. But talking about last concert, last show, how do you feel after the show? How do you handle the adrenaline? Because people are crazy hearing you. We're all waiting for you every time. And I guess you're full of adrenaline after the show. So how do you handle that?
You kind of snap out of it, like the minute you walk out the arena into the dressing room, seems to sort of disappear.
Mm.
I find it much more difficult at my own shows,
Okay.
like headline shows. I don't know why, but I think maybe just playing for longer, an hour and a half, and it's more exhausting and more energizing perhaps. But yeah, it is a challenge. I'd say it's the longer you do this job, my job, the more you perhaps learn tricks and ways to get around it. But you know, in the first like 6 or 7 years of my career, you know, like you just wanted to keep the party going.
Yeah, rock and roll.
Yeah, which is, you know, fine for a bit, but it's not. It's better to kind of come down. But I do quite a lot of sort of like meditation and stuff like that these days. I'm like a monk.
Because you told about it so much that you just want to chill before the show, like 3 hours in your in your own like, room. So is it still going for you?
Yeah, there's lots of meditation and I mean I think the meditation before the show is great because it makes it sacred, the show, which it is. It has to be every night. It has to feel like it might be your first and your last show ever. And I think that the band that I play with also has the same feeling towards that, and we respect it greatly. And I hope that is communicated in the shows because we really care about them, and all of us have come from a background of live music, you know, growing up playing in bands since we were young, and that kind of, I guess, that ethos, that spirit of you know, it's our kind of duty to let people forget themselves and to feel, and the more connected we can be and more present we can be on stage, the more chances are that somebody will also feel present. And I think in today's world it's becoming ever more juxtaposed, or it feels ever more kind of powerful, that feeling of making live music and just being there together with a load of people.
Yeah, in the crazy world, we all searching for the calm moments.
Yeah,
we got less of them.
Yeah,
but I was asking because you prefer much more meditation or chatting with Billie before the show. Do you have any chances to chat slowly and like calmly before the show together?
They have occasionally they have these dogs backstage.
All right.
I don't know if you've heard that.
Yeah.
And there was a nice moment where I got to talk to Billie with puppies running around.
Like a puppy yoga.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. But no, I think, you know, the Billie tour and the Billie show, you know, I don't know, have you seen the Billie show?
Not live, unfortunately.
It's an incredible show.
I know.
And I think it's probably incredibly exhausting. And everyone, you know, I think on that tour has a job to do. And it seems to me they treat it with the utmost respect as well. And so I think it's an amazing evening, and she's incredibly inspiring, and I just feel very grateful to be on the tour. Like, it's amazing. You kind of feel in a strange way like you're at the center of the world each evening, which is certainly a new feeling for me. It's also nice to be the support act. Like,
it's not your role usually, the supportive role, because you have your own tour. Now you're like pre-training.
But in a way it's more natural, I think. position to be in. Like, there's something so unnatural about walking into a venue and seeing your name in giant letters on the front that I don't think I ever feel completely comfortable with. It's like very strange feeling, unsettling. And so to be on a tour where, you know, Billie's doing all the hard work, the heavy lifting, you know, she's selling all the tickets, and I mean, she sold all the tickets before we even got involved, and to just be able to, it just feels, it's like I'm able to enjoy it more, actually, able to enjoy the whole experience more, because there isn't so much pressure. So it's really nice in that respect.
I just want to talk with you about your music, but one last question, man, about Billie. I guess I don't have to ask how it feels when Billie suggests you go on tour together. Do you remember the first time you heard the information?
We were going to go on tour with her, or there was talk of it last year. Like, we got shortlisted, or they asked us whether we wanted to do it last year for a different tour. And
what did you say first?
I mean, I'm just like, I'm a big fan. So, like, my wife and I, we're both, like, I can't really think of another artist we both, like, listen to more collectively than her. So I'm a huge fan, and genuinely, like, she's inspired my music a great deal, particularly in, you know, obviously in the latter years. I think what she's done to, you know, the craft and the soul in the music is, to me, profoundly deep and so yeah, I love it. It's great. And what, you know, she asked, it's like, it's no brainer. I mean, it was more just, we had to move a few shows around to make it work, and but, you know, it feels like such an amazing opportunity.
She's still so young, I guess. Do you often see some emotions that young Tom has during your when you start your career? Do you see the same emotions in her, like those days?
No, because, like, I think look, we're all the same, we're all human beings, but I think that level of success and fame that she has is so extraordinary, and I think I never really have experienced that before. Like, I've my notoriety is, you know, there's people that do silly dances on TikTok that have more fame than I do. You know, it's like, it's really,
maybe you should start that.
Well, I you know, I'm not really the right fit for it, I don't think. I fear that I would be a bag of nerves were I to get any more face recognition than I already have.
I guess don't start your TikTok, because we love your music and the emotions you gave us with your music, man.
Yeah.
So that's enough for us.
Yeah.
And we're still waiting for the new album, Wonderful Life, which was created, that's interesting, during the tour. And I have to ask about the making process. Please tell me some sneak peeks about that.
So we toured lots last year, touring lots this year as well, and but last year I started writing the album in January, and a lot of the words were written on planes and you know,
in your notebook.
In a notebook, yeah. I've always kept a notebook, always have a notebook on the go, and I guess it's somewhere between, you know, I like to write every day, and sometimes it feels kind of like automatic writing, and sometimes they morph into songs, and and I guess like a lot of the songs kind of took shape over the course of 9 months, and then I had a big sheet of paper, or a big pile of sheets of paper, and we went and recorded it in London at the end of September, I think, and we got it done 3 or 4 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will it be so raw as Black Friday?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think it's definitely very unpolished, and it's much more live, actually. Like, we recorded it.
Really?
Yeah, quite live. And
so you prefer that way of like recording?
At the moment.
More? Yeah.
Yeah, at the moment I like that way, but you know, I tend to be drawn to whatever feels the most kind of fresh, like I haven't, like, new, you know.
Just kept in the moment, yeah?
Yeah, but it was nice to, you know, like my band, we've done so many shows together, and there's such a kind of connection, I think, between us all, that it was amazing to record with them, because it was, yeah, we did it quite traditionally, like, had them all at the studio every day, and, you know, did takes, and, you know, if we didn't like the take, we'd do another one, you know, and so on. So, but yeah, I'm really proud of the album. I think it's very, it's exposing in the right amount. I think, like I always like to feel slightly uncomfortable with sharing the songs, like not in a strange way, but just in a way of like, it has to reveal something, I think, at least. And I think the songs reveal lots of things. The album does.
So when do you know that the song is 100% finished and ready to go? That when you feel that you can show your songs, your album to the world?
I mean, like, I don't like this term perfectionist, but because I think it's kind of glorified, and you know, and it but ultimately, like, you work at it till you can't work anymore, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Until your hands are raw. And that's how I've always worked, you know, like, I'm probably quite an obsessive person, and I think one has to be to do this job to some extent, because there's so much music that comes out every day, you know. It's got to be extraordinary in some capacity, or you've got to at least believe it is, and whether or not it is, you know, is another thing. But the most important thing is it gives you that feeling of me, you know. It gives me that feeling of this is something that I'm really, really proud of. And there might be problems with it, which you have to accept and let go. And, you know, I listen to records that I put out a decade ago, and all I still hear is problems and regrets in the fact that I did a certain thing and I couldn't. But you just have to live with that, much like life, you know. You have to learn to live with yourself in all your imperfections, which you know.
Let something go, yeah.
Yeah, I think, and I think there's so much to be learned from making music. Like anything, doing it over and over again, you know, you learn stuff about yourself.
What about the lyrics on your new album? It's gonna be some experiences and difficulties of relationships also, as you did on your previous ones. I'm curious about that.
Relationships are everything.
Or situations during your flight, maybe.
Relationships are everything, whether that be between you and me now, or me and a stranger in a lift, or me and my wife, or me and my friends, or me and my parents, or cousins, or sister, or brother. You know, that they are everything. It's and a bottomless pit of inspiration.
Okay, maybe some dates from the past, dates with women.
Not many of those.
Not
no,
many of those.
No. But I would say it all goes into the same pot. I think that the other interesting thing is that, like, I always think like songwriting is like, if you go to sleep at night and you dream and you wake up in the morning and sometimes you remember them, sometimes you don't, but they're so abstracted from our reality. You dream about something that happened 10 years ago, or you dream about something that has never happened, or like, I find songwriting is the kind of same thing. My journey as a songwriter sort of runs parallel to my own life, but sometimes has very little connection to it, and might be like a few years behind or a few years ahead, and I think the least appealing songs to me are when they kind of two-dimensionally diaristic, like, this thing happened 4 weeks ago, and very literal. I had this conversation and it irked me, or like, it's like they have to tap into something like transcendental. They have to tap into something mysterious, because people don't go to songs, they don't reach to music for more mundane feelings. We reach to songs for extremes, but also the mysticism of life is and the moral ambiguity is the thing. Also, I'm interested in always is how life endlessly seems to distort this idea, or whatever ideas I or anyone might have about the world.
I think we all need the deeper meaning, and that's the good point to start to talk about another love, because you heard that question many times, but are you impressed about the fact that this song went viral again, according to the situation in Ukraine maybe, and all the stuff going around the world? So what are your impressions about that?
My impressions are, I feel incredibly grateful and touched, and
more than a decade, I guess.
That people still connect with that song in such a profoundly meaningful way, and obviously there's a kind of sentimental or bittersweet feeling when it's attached to like horrifying situations, but in a it does make me feel more connected to them, if I'm being honest with you. Like, I do feel a connection to the world, and it can be hard to know what to do with that feeling, because I would love to go to Ukraine and sing that song, and but one doesn't. I'm so scared of it ever coming across as opportunistic, and probably overthink it slightly and end up not doing it. But like, I think it's a strange tightrope to walk as a musician, is to accept that your music's going to be used in a load of different ways that you can't control, and to know when to dip in and out of those worlds, you know, if that makes sense.
But I guess it's so wonderful when you see all those TikToks where people in Ukraine listening to your songs.
Yeah.
And feel better. Like just the way it is. Just
well, I don't know if I feel
as
better.
Simple as it is.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. I mean,
you give them hope with your music, yeah.
Yeah. And that inspires me to make more, you know, if anything. And, you know, I think evidently, like, I have genuinely, like, made much more albums in the last 3 or 4 years. And I think that is inspired by feeling like the work I'm doing has connected with people in a meaningful way, you know, in a way that isn't so what's the word? I don't know. Transient. Like it feels. So yeah, I just feel profoundly grateful for that. To who I don't know, but to somebody.
We still play your Another Love on RMF FM, so
I mean it's mad. It is mad, that song. It constantly, you know, every time I think it's gonna die down and disappear, it sort of like comes back in some other capacity, and you know it's wild. I don't really know why either. Like I can't, like what. To me, it's a good song, but you know, I don't. If you ask me to do it again, I wouldn't know where to begin.
And also, many artists cover your songs, and this is a good moment to show you something, because have you probably seen some of the covers? And I would like to show you absolutely stunning performance of
nice.
Black Friday.
Oh, nice.
Covered by 2 our Polish artists.
Oh, great.
Daria Zawiałow and Dawid Podsiadło. Do you want to check it out?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, that was in Łódź, as
right.
you probably know, as you mentioned. So, that was a heart attack. Is he quite good?
Very good. It's a hard song to sing.
I guess so. It's so high to sing also, yeah?
Yeah. He's amazing. He's proper artist, right?
Yeah, like the most known artist in Poland right now.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Oh, wow. Who's this person then?
This is Daria Zawiałow. She's like doing big shows in like big venues in Poland also.
I love watching people sing my songs. It's amazing. Makes me so happy.
What do you feel about that? What are your emotions during like this performance?
I prefer it to me singing it because I get to enjoy it.
Do you feel you can join them on the stage? Maybe these are your emotions watching that.
No, I wouldn't want to join them.
Why?
Because they're doing a good job.
Yeah.
Well, maybe if they or some of their fans are listening to this, that they can ask them if one of them wants to come and stage with me in Cracovia.
Yeah.
In November, if they're around.
If they're around, yeah.
Yeah.
So we just need to ask them.
Yeah, November. Is it November the 17th? Yeah. We get them to come and sing.
So
Seeing as they already know the. It's 2 artists, isn't it?
Yeah, Daria
Yeah.
and David, yeah.
Yeah, well, whichever one. Both, maybe. Sing it
So-
3-part harmony. Yeah.
Please feel invited.
Yeah, if they're
By
listening.
Tom.
I'm sure someone. Maybe you've met them. Have you met them?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can ask them.
They're super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, easygoing. Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Tom, thanks so much for the chat.
Thank you.
Have a good
Yeah.
one in Poland,
Yeah.
and see you in Atom. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Cheers.
Thank you.